Good morning. It's 29 minutes past 9. We are about to start the day's proceedings once we settle down. All right, please make sure that your cell phones are off and let's get it going. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairperson.
Morning, Chair. Chair, well, as you are aware more than me, we were supposed to be dealing with Mr. Matlala today, but because he's postponed and because we don't have another witness who can just drop in on a day's notice, we've decided to use today to deal with evidence flowing from the WhatsApp chats of the late Mr. Msibi. So I'll be presenting some evidence extracted on the WhatsApps extracted from the late Mr. Msibi's phone. And some of it speaks for itself, some of it I'll be suggesting some inferences which other witnesses may have to clarify or refute. I would ask the Commission to bear with me a little today because this has been prepared on relatively short notice, so it may not flow as smoothly as might otherwise be the case. But let's kick off. And the first issue that I want to address is a project that seems to involve at different stages Mr. Msibi, Mr. Katiso Molefi, and Mr. Stephen Motsumi, involved in dealing in grabbers. Grabbers are technology that enable you to eavesdrop on cell phones and to extract information from cell phones. And the starting point for this topic is Mr. Nkosi's chats, Sergeant Nkosi's chats. And if we can go to page 116 of the bundle. And there we see extracted from Sergeant Nkosi's phone extracts from a chat with someone whom he describes as Sean Jacobs, or whom he has saved as Sean Jacobs, phone expert, but I think that is a typo. It should be phone expert. And at chat number 4 on the 20th of January 2023, the person who we will call Sean Jacobs, because that's what Sergeant Nkosi calls him, writes to Sergeant Nkosi, "Hello, Fani, please give me a call when you have a moment. I want to know if the Swazi deal is still on the table." That is from Mr. Jacobs to Sergeant Nkosi. If we then go to page 95 of the bundle, which is Sergeant Nkosi's chats with Mr. Msibi, the late Mr. Msibi, we see in chat number 1 that Sergeant Nkosi, after receiving the message from Mr. Jacobs, forwards a screenshot of that message to Mr. Msibi. And if we go back to 116, we see that on the 23rd of January, Mr. Jacob says, hello, Fani, hope you're well. I have a team coming in for the demo in early February. Let me know if you guys are still interested. And Sergeant Nkosi immediately responds, yes, we are. That response, yes, we are, comes at 9:12 in the morning. If we go back to page 95, we see that Mr. Msibi tells Sergeant Nkosi in relation to the earlier screenshot of, is the deal still on the table? He says it's on the table, but they have to display. We don't want to become fools. Sergeant Nkosi responds to Mr. Msibi, I think this time they're more ready, and he sends again the screenshot of his exchanges with Mr. Jacobs. If we then go back to page 116, we see on 27 January, hello, Fani, hope you're well, says Mr. Jacobs. We're available 9 to 11 February to do a demo for your team. And that too gets forwarded on page 95 from Sergeant Nkosi to Mr. Msibi. That's at 1:27 p.m. on the 27th of January. Zigzagging again back to page 117, and there are a series of chats from the 30th of January at the top of page 117 about arranging the demo. Mr. Jacob says, hi, Fani, please confirm the dates you're available for the demo above. As mentioned, I'll be in Johannesburg from 9 to 11 February. I have the 9th or 11th available. Demo will be at the Irene Country Lodge. Mr. Sergeant Nkosi says, morning, I'm confirming at 12:30. Mr. Jacob says, sends emojis indicating thanks. On the 31st, he hasn't had his confirmation. He says, morning, Fani, can we... he has had his confirmation, because morning, I'm confirming at 12:30 means we will do it at 12:30. Mr. Jacobs the next day says, good morning, Fani, can we please move our session to 12:30 on Thursday, as we have another team from 9 to 12. Please advise if this is okay. I don't want to create unnecessary issues for the different teams. Sergeant Nkosi says, okay, let me confirm with them. I will call you in 30 minutes. And thanks, I just don't want the different teams to meet each other, explains Mr. Jacobs. And if we then go, hi, Fani, hope you're well. We confirmed for Thursday at 12:30 at Irene Country Lodge. And on the first page of 118, good morning, Fani. Due to logistics issue, we had to move the venue. There's the new venue and details of it. That is on the 9th of February. And then comes a very important document. It's in chat number 3. And it relates to the demonstration that is now scheduled for the Thursday, which was the 10th of February. And that document is sent by Mr. Jacobs to Sergeant Nkosi at 7:23, and straight after sending it, he says, Fani, can you put it on a SAPS letterhead or your agency? Your agency you're with, we won't share it with anyone. So Mr. Jacobs is saying, can you put this draft letter on a SAPS letterhead? Or if you represent some other agency on that letterhead, we won't share it with anyone. And Sergeant Nkosi says, so I'm signing and then I'll put a stamp. Now, if we go to that document, it is at page 129, and it's an interesting document, the draft document, because it explains what this demonstration is all about. It is a draft that is addressed to the Ministry of Trade and Industry of the Czech Republic. And it's headed Demonstration of Dual-Use Goods in South Africa. Entity demonstrated to, place of demonstration, and it's Sergeant Nkosi has identified the entity who's going to get the demonstration as the South African Police, Pretoria, South Africa. The demonstrating company is a Czech company called Invasys. And Invasys are a company that specialize in high-tech security hardware and software. People who are going to do the demonstration, authorized people from Invasys, are identified. It says the demonstration will take place at the above address, suggesting that it will take place at the South African Police, Pretoria, South Africa. Throughout the demonstration, the goods will be in the hands of an authorized person, authorized by the SAPS. The following goods will be demonstrated. TELUS, that's the trademark IMSI catcher, with tungsten trademark SWGSM A5/1 and Luna TM MITM mobile. Now, IMSI stands for International Mobile Subscriber Identity. So an IMSI catcher is something that catches a mobile identity. And in colloquial terms, it's a grabber. What it does is it's a surveillance device that mimics a legitimate cell phone tower, cellular tower. And it tricks nearby mobile phones to connect with it rather than the cell phone tower. And then you can download what is on the communications from the mobile phone that are connected to your grabber as opposed to the nearby cell phone tower. If we go to page 128, this is from the Invasys webpage, and it's Invasys advertising its solutions. And if you look under Invasys Mobile 360 trademark, it says the mobile phone is today's primary data access point. How to best access its information is a technical question. Our solutions, TELUS, Luna, Tungsten, or with trademarks, enable you to do it in any way necessary, ground-based, maritime, or airborne. So Invasys is advertising its capacity to intercept mobile phone communications from the ground, from the sea, from the air. And if we go back...
Before we go back, I thought you were going to show us where Sergeant Nkosi signs and stamps. Okay.
He does in due course sign. But if we go back, it's quite clear in this context that the Czech Republic, having a sense of responsibility in relation to this technology, will not let its companies sell it to anyone they want. It can only be sold to authorized representatives, presumably not just of foreign states, but also of foreign states with whom the Czech Republic is happy to share this sort of technology. If we go back first to the chats with Mr. Msibi on page 97, we see Sergeant Nkosi shares that draft letter immediately with Mr. Msibi. That's at 8:37 p.m. chat number 2. That's the draft. Mr. Msibi responds to him, that's okay. If we go back to 119, we see Mr. Jacobs sending in chat number 1, sends the address at which the demo is going to take place. And in chat number 2, still on the 9th of February at 10:24 p.m., 10:24:29, just remember the 29 for later reference, Sergeant Nkosi returns the signed document. We'll look at the signed document in a minute. But 10/24/29 was when he returned it to Mr. Jacobs. If we go back to page 97, we see 2 seconds later, he forwards it to Mr. Msibi, 10/24/31. That letter itself appears at page 130. And it is identical to the draft, except that Sergeant Nkosi has now signed it, given his force number, and put a SAPS stamp on it. So Sergeant Nkosi has represented to the Czech government that they are, or that Invicus will be demonstrating to the South African police, and that for this reason, Invicus should be allowed to do so. If we go back to page 119, chat number 3, on the morning of the 10th, at 7 o'clock, Mr. Jacobs says, "Good morning, Fani. Thank you for the letter. I've sent it to the team. Let me know when you'll send the driver. Thanks." Sergeant Nkosi replies, "Driver's on the way." At 8 o'clock, "Hi, Fani, we're ready. Are your guys close?" And then at 1:11 the next day, "Hello, Fani. Thank you again to you and your team looking after us yesterday. Let me know if Ubaba is happy and I will drive the process from my side now." Sergeant Nkosi's response is, "Morning. We're on our way to the kingdom as we speak. I'm calling you tomorrow late." Now, the kingdom to which Sergeant Nkosi is referring is the kingdom of Eswatini. And what will emerge is that Mr. Msibi, Sergeant Nkosi, and quite possibly Mr. Motsumi and Mr. Molefe, we'll get to them later, have a plan to sell grabber technology to the kingdom of Eswatini. Now, of course, that's not what the Czech Republic has been told at all. The Czech Republic has been told that this is a demonstration for the South African Police Service. If we follow this plan, and we run down from page 120, chat 1, Mr. Jacobs says, "Thank you, sir, I'll be available for you." Chat 2, Sergeant Nkosi is responding to that earlier message, which is, "Let me know if Ubaba is happy," and he says, yes, he's happy. And then the process continues. If one goes to page 121, chat number 7, the foot of the page, "Hi, Fani, I hope you're well. We need the company name for the contract with Invicus." And Invicus, again, was the Czech company that makes this equipment. "And the email address we need to send the contract to. This will come directly from the Czech company." Over the page, "This way Ubaba is protected if anyone tries to go behind his back." "Hello, Fani, hope all is well. I'm still waiting on the info for Ubaba's company and email details." Sergeant Nkosi responds, "Sharp, I'm sending." "Hello, Fani, hope you're well. Are we still on track?" And this is now the 7th of March, and Sergeant Nkosi says, "Yes, tomorrow morning the king is having a final meeting with the old man." And that presumably would be the king of Eswatini. And Mr. Jacobs says, "Okay, great, thanks."
Cousin, maybe for the record, if we could relate this message, the king is meeting with the old man to, we are on our way to Swaziland. How do they relate in terms of dates?
So Well, it wasn't we're on our way to Swaziland, it was we're on our way to the kingdom. That was the 11th of February. This is now the 7th of March. So the visit may not have been the same visit. While this was going on the 27th of February, so the request for company details, if we go back to 99, we see at chat number 3 on page 99 that Sergeant Nkosi has sent a screenshot to Mr. Msibi of Mr. Jacobs's request for company details. There is then a lengthy process that runs, it's concentrated in March, but then it starts dribbling out all the way through the rest of 2023. Starting at the top of 123 on the 14th of March. Hi, Fani, my friend, hope you're well. Do you have any updates? And the response of Sergeant Nkosi is, old man is coming back tomorrow morning from Swaziland. I'm sure we're going to move forward from tomorrow. We'll call you when I'm with him. The next day, at 5 p.m., Mr. Jacobs sends Sergeant Nkosi a link, which is no longer active, but reading the link and the message that follows. It is an automated Adobe document which will generate the contract that Infosys once signed. So it is a link to an Infosys site or an Infosys directory at Adobe, and it's a document that needs an e-signature. Below, Mr. Jacobs explains, hi, Fani, can your lawyer please fill out this form? Then we will generate the exclusive contract for Swaziland. 2 days later, hello, Fani, hope you're well. Did you share the link with Ubaba's lawyer? No response. 20th March, hi, Fani, any updates? Still no response. 21st of March, hi, Fani, please advise if your guys had filled in the info for the link I sent. Without this, we can't send you the contract, and I don't want it to seem as if we're holding up the process. 22nd of March, hi, Fani, hope everything's okay. Please advise. Finally, there's a response from Sergeant Nkosi, got it sorted. Mr. Jacobs says, thanks. Once they fill it in, they will get the contract. 24th of March, hi, Fani, was the link completed? We haven't received any confirmation that the link has been filled in. 12th of April, hi, Fani, I hope you're well. I was supposed to come to Joburg this week, but I'll have to postpone to next week. Please advise Ubaba. And Sergeant Nkosi says, okay. A few days later, hi, Fani, I hope you're well. Just a note from our side. It seems that Ubaba's lawyer has not completed the link as it is, and it's now becoming embarrassing as the international company will not take us seriously. Please advise how we resolve the matter. Hello, Fani, hope you're well. Is the deal for Swaziland still happening? What then happens is that Sergeant Nkosi sends a contact card. All of this is now the 23rd of May for Mr. Jacobs to contact Mr. Msibi directly. Nothing then happens between the 8th of May and the 23rd of May and the 18th of August. Mr. Jacobs is still trying on the 18th of August. Hello, Fani, hope you're well. Did you forget about me? And he says, and Sergeant Nkosi responds, lol, no, I was speaking to Zweli yesterday. They spoke to the old man as well. We're hoping next month we would be winning. That's good news. Our team is ready. On and on it goes. Top of 126, hi, Fani, hope you're well. Please call me urgently, and our people are being contacted by Swaziland, and we need to move quickly or we will lose this deal. Now, it seems that the deal was lost because if one goes to page 112, one sees that on the 17th of October, Sergeant Nkosi forwards to Mr. Msibi a message that seems to come from a partner of Sean. My brother, I'm really disappointed. It's 111, sorry, 111, chat 4. Foot of 111, but not 112, sorry. My brother, I'm really disappointed about how things worked out on the Kingdom deal. 1 minute things are coming together, the next minute all of you are quiet. Shane, I think that should be Sean, or maybe Sergeant Nkosi has the name wrong and it's Shane, not Sean, tries to call you, but he never gets hold of you. I also tried to get hold of you, he never come back to me. You know, there's so much more work we wanted to do with you. We have many solutions that are in demand by governments, but we want to do this deal first before we can introduce other solutions. I take it this deal is off now. And that's the last that we see of that deal. But what we do see is that in parallel with this process, Mr. Msibi, Mr. Motsumi, and Mr. Molefe are exploring other options. And that story starts on page 196.
Before we get to the news story, what are we to make of Sergeant Nkosi signing documents on behalf of SAPS and purporting to represent SAPS in future agreements with either it's an international organization or international suppliers? What inference are we to draw?
Well, I think the inference is that that's an out-and-out fraud, but it's a fraud to which everyone involved in that project is party. When everyone involved in that project with knowledge of Sergeant Nkosi's letter was also involved. But the only people that we can identify in that regard are Mr. Msibi, who's no longer alive, and Shane or Sean. We don't know who else was aware of this. We don't even know whether the Czech company were aware of who they were dealing with.
Because my concern, we're talking about a grabber here. We don't know what else. I mean, you can see one conduct where he's signing and putting a stamp and force number to allow an international organization to come and make a demonstration to private individuals in South Africa. What if it was weapons and other things that are not authorized by SAPS?
We don't know, but it is a very legitimate question, Commissioner. I mean, we did see the exchanges with the man whom he saved as Deputy President Didi Mabuza, who Mr. Mashile, I think, who seemed to have been suggesting an arms deal. We don't know where it ended.
And what does it say about the use of stamps at SAPS? I mean, if any captain or constable can just...
But I think every captain must have a stamp, just because they have to use the stamp in their official duties. So, for instance, you go into your local police station to get an oath commissioned, the captain uses his stamp to commission your oath. It's how the stamp is used. And of course, a South African looking at that document would think, no, this doesn't on its face come with, this on its face doesn't confer the authority of the SAPS to deal with a grabber. But someone in the Czech Republic wouldn't have the faintest idea whether this was, how South Africans issue authority at the highest levels of SAPS or not. So the risk is particularly heightened in relation to transactions with foreign countries or with foreign entities.
Thank you.
Mr. Chaskalson, this conduct by Sergeant Ngosi that you're discussing with Commissioner Kumalo, specifically the letter and the stamping on the face of it, is obviously prosecutable. That's why you refer to it as fraudulent conduct. Have we had the opportunity to investigate or find out who is this Sean Jacobs that he's speaking to? Because if it's a South African national, then they sit in exactly the same position as Sergeant Ngosi, criminal offense. And have we had the opportunity to investigate that?
We haven't yet traced Sean Jacobs. I must confess, we haven't made a huge effort to trace Sean or Shane Jacobs. There are no obvious details relating to him other than the cell phone number, and that doesn't automatically lead to someone who, on his or her face, is Sean Jacobs or Shane Jacobs.
Sergeant Ngosi would have to say who is Sean Jacobs. Thank you.
And our investigators could also look into it.
I'm not sure they will thank me for that. They have quite a lot on their plates at the moment, but we will look further. The parallel process I was describing starts at page 196, or our evidence of it starts at page 196. And there we see, on the 15th of May, Mr. Motsumi WhatsApps to Mr. Msibi 3 documents. The first 2 are photographs of their 2 passports. And the third is an itinerary. And the itinerary is at page 206. It's an itinerary for both Mr. Motsumi and Mr. Msibi. And it reflects a broken set of connections. There's going to be a flight from Johannesburg to Frankfurt, and then a connecting flight almost immediately from Frankfurt to Paris. That will take Mr. Msibi and Mr. Motsumi to arrive in Paris on the 16th of May at 8:20 in the morning. The next flight is not from Paris, it's from Hamburg in Germany, and that's 2 days later, on the 18th of May. And that is a flight from Hamburg to Zurich, and then as a connection to get back to Johannesburg from Zurich. So one imagines that Mr. Motsumi and Mr. Msibi were going to make their own way, or would make their way from Paris to Hamburg, which is relatively close, either by train or by plane, at some stage between 16 and 18 May. If we go back to the 16th of May, we see that's the day after the itinerary came. Mr. Msibi sends to Mr. Motsumi a company profile for a company which is actually a closed corporation called Femi Style CC. And the Windeed page for Femi Style is at page 347. And we see from 347 that the only director of Femi Style is Mr. Msibi himself. And according to the history of the reflected on the Windeed search, there's never been any other, sorry, it's a CC, the only member. He has always been a member, and then after the conversion into PTY Limited, the sole director. So he was the sole member, then the sole director. If we go back to the profile of Themi Star, we see that at page 208. And that profile first reflects that the directors of Themi Star are both Mr. Msibi and Mr. Molefe, not Mr. Motsumi, but Mr. Molefe. That doesn't appear to be correct, at least not in terms of the CRPC records. CRPC records just reflect Mr. Msibi, but Mr. Molefe's appearance on this document is significant in its own right. Then it says the company vision to be the #1 trusted intelligence security services provider in Southern Africa and beyond. Its mission, over the page, to provide security services through protecting clients' valuable assets through preventative protection services, private detectives and investigators, consulting, technical surveillance, digital polygraph, and covert operations. There are certain core values set out, including integrity and professionalism. And then the background. Themi Star is a security consultant company whose primary objective is to offer technical support, advice, training, report compilation, and procurement of needed security systems. We ensure that state-owned assets are up to date with the latest security systems, tools, trends, and technology. We further identify and eradicate potential security threats and act as an agent who shall be capable of negotiating and entering into agreements on behalf of companies. Over the page, there are certain services that Themi Star advertises: improved security management, improved risk management, provide secure security systems, provide cross-border security detail, specialist security training, improve on reported security test results, analyze security systems and measures, improve design, implement, and monitor all security protocols, policies, and procedures. So Themi Star is presenting itself as a state-of-the-art high-tech security company with surveillance capacity, and as a company that provides services to the state. We ensure that state-owned assets are up to date with the latest security systems, tools, trends, and technology. If we go back to page 197, we see that together with the company profile, Mr. Msibi forwards to Mr. Motsumi an email, and that email is at page 211. Sorry, it's the first chat at the top of page 197 where the email's forwarded, but the email itself appears at 211. And the email is an email that is on an email whose default is German, because it says at the top in German at 15 May 2023 at 2020, Nokotula Malo wrote, but it's in German, not English. And Ms. Malo says, "Dear Stefan, Please find attached registration documents, and you'll see at the bottom of the email is a CRPC form for Themi Style, confirming Mr. Msibi as the director of the company. Mr. Motsumi is a trusted partner in the business, and bear in mind that this is with a view to the itinerary that we've just seen that has a stop in Hamburg in Germany, and which involves Mr. Msibi and Mr. Motsumi. Please be assured that they both have the capacity and mandate to conduct business on behalf of the company, so Mr. Motsumi too can represent Themi Style. They shall present the letter of appointment and service level agreement from state. So they are purporting to have a service level agreement from a state. Confidentiality protocol as stated below is noted and shall be strictly adhered to. Now, again, we have a situation where a European dealer, and we will look at what we suspect was being sold here. But a dealer in high-tech security surveillance equipment and the like is being told that Mr. Msibi and somebody else represent a state. There is then on the 16th of May a series of itineraries, additional itineraries and changes, none of which are of consequence for us. But the next step, and bear in mind this is 16 May where the 15, 16 May, the original itinerary related to a trip from 16th to 18th May. If we then go to page 185, we're now dealing with the chats between Mr. Molefe, not Mr. Motsumi, but Mr. Molefe and Mr. Msibi. And at page 185, we see that on the 4th of June, Mr. Molefe, in other words, that's about just over 2 weeks after the proposed return from Zurich, from Europe, Hamburg via Zurich.